Morning. I just wanted to give a little final follow-up to my big at-work drama. Shocking things revealed themselves to myself in the night. I have a little room that after dreaming I kind of go into to process everything so that it translates from my non-physical brain into my linear brain so that I can actually continue to work on the patterning that I've discovered. So this morning I saw two aspects of my job that I was looking for clarity on. One, why am I still there? I considered myself to be at the edge of hell. And the other one was a surprise. I thought I'd already looked at all my patterning and had realized everything. Critical thing that I hadn't seen was the fact that the most aggressive bartender, the one that was a control freak, I hadn't fully owned that pattern within myself. And I realized that I have a tendency to want to control my environment. I see timelines for people that I know would benefit them, and then I try to, sometimes I don't give them much choice, and that's a codependent pattern. The wanting to control, the wanting to have my outcome be their outcome, etc., was something I needed to own. And I realized that the codependent nature that I had discovered in myself when I first looked at some patterning was the last thing I wanted to see. But it's true. It's true. Even when I presented myself to the nursery and offered my services, it was a timeline I saw that would benefit both of us, but I didn't give them the opportunity to choose for themselves. And I realized that's a huge lesson that I needed to learn. I cannot control my environment. I cannot control everyone. What I can control is my reaction to the triggers that the landscape provides. So the fact that I drew these divine feminine archetypes to me indicated that I needed to clear them within myself. And that led to a huge resolution this morning because I realized that you can't really clear a pattern until you're really honest about it. And I feel now that I may have gotten to the complete core of the pattern is that by trying to control everybody, I set up codependent patterning. And codependent patterning is enslavement. So, woohoo! I feel good about this. The other shocking tidbit that I came back with this morning is that the template of the American Legion is, we're 501c. I have 12 elected board members that govern the club. They are elected and they work hopefully in unity at making decisions. The pattern that manifests itself is that originally there's a patriarchal pattern running at the Legion. A lot of the good old boys were voting and were on the board. Recently, there was a shift. New members came in that were more unity-based without them even knowing it. And that allowed a shift to occur, but that then threw light on the matriarchal female wounds. That exploded into a nightmare scenario that almost cost me my job and my sanity and threw me to the darkest depths that I have felt while incarnation in this body, in this lifetime. Those wounded women went to the elected board, and the elected board moved it back into union, where they polarized from destruction, as in destroying me because I opposed them, to let's all support her. So a huge shift occurred, and I'd been told that history was rewriting itself, and it actually really did, because through that template of many governing rather than one, Bob was the temporary commander. He became inflated by the by the women, the broken women aspects, I'll call them, the wounded women, and inflated and totally took supreme power like a king until he met the energy of the elected board, who deflated him and shifted the whole situation into one of unity and forward movement, with everyone working together for one common good. And so I was told that that was a template that I'm hopefully anchoring here for many others to tap into, so that eventually the face of corporate America may change. Now, given that explanation, I think I can continue with the project. But also there was a side effect too. The fact that I tried to control every last detail meant that I then had every detail to control, and I overwhelmed myself with having to constantly fix broken things. I created that myself too. So I realized that I can control and try to make everything be what I want it to be, or I can relax and I can feel into my timeline, my ascension timeline, and allow it to unfold. Big lessons for me. Big lessons for me. I'm thrilled, I'm excited, I'm elated. And thank you all for listening. Lots of love. Bye.